from what I know of you, you're a person who cares deeply about the legacy that you leave, as well as how you invest your resources. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to talk to you. I think InterVarsity is a key place to invest resources because the impact of our ministry is not merely in the short term of what happens on campus this year, but it's the lifetime trajectory of the people and the students that we work with that's really at issue. So, what do the leaders of every major business, every major church, every government institution, every culture-shaping institution have in common? They've all been university students, and you know from your own experience that it's at the university that their intellectual development, their physical and emotional and spiritual development all come to a place where they're finally grappling with the deepest questions of their life, and they're asking those questions as adults, setting the trajectory for how they're going to live. Really, I think, until they die. And you've said that that's been true for you in our conversations before, that it's learning how to study Scripture and nourish your own spiritual growth, having leadership experiences that you've been able to translate into the business community as you lead small groups of people, as you motivate them toward a commonly held goal. That when you invest in students, you're investing not just in a short-term ministry outcome, but you're really investing in a lifetime of service to the church and the world in every area of human endeavor. One of the ways I know this is happening on campus now, at Rutgers Newark last year, it's a chapter of about 70 students at an urban commuter school. During the awards given by the administration to the best student groups on campus, the group at Rutgers Newark took 7 of those awards, including the best leaders on campus, the best leadership development on campus, the best legacy left on campus. They won the best philanthropy activity for a 30-hour famine, the best social justice program around a multi-ethnic cafe. The students who are in that chapter, like all of the other chapters that we work with in InterVarsity, are gaining leadership experiences that not only the church is recognizing, but that universities are recognizing as important, not just for the quality of life now, but for the kind of people that they're developing. InterVarsity is concerned about developing those kinds of students. We think as those students mature and develop on campus, they're literally changing the conversation on campus. So that at Columbia University 4 years ago, during one of the InterVarsity-sponsored Veritas forums, a professor said publicly, "I think evangelism should be considered a human rights violation." And the students stood up and gave him a standing ovation. 4 years later, and then 5 years later, so 2 years in a row, the award given by Columbia University to the best student leaders on campus, the Gold Crown Award, were given to InterVarsity students leading that particular evangelistic program. When InterVarsity's on campus, engaged and well supported, the university structure begins to change, and InterVarsity is actually leading the conversation on campus rather than merely responding to conversation. The campus is a different place. Faculty are engaging with InterVarsity and encouraging one another, Christian or not, to engage in our programs because of what it's doing to improve the quality of life on campus. And I think it's those students that we work with as they finish up college, like your own example, really do become world changers. It's not just an aspiration, it's a description of who we've become. So one of the key alum that we've worked with over time, Gary Haugen was a student at Harvard University and then at University of Chicago Law School, and he's since founded the International Justice Mission, which I know you support. The challenge I think we have at InterVarsity is that we could throw our resources behind International Justice Mission or continue to do what we're doing, which is developing the next generation, not just of a Gary Haugen, but Gary Haugens. And so as you think about potentially funding InterVarsity, what I'm inviting you to do is to make not just a contribution and an investment, and not just a one-time thing, but to leave a legacy reflecting the long work that you and fellow students did when you were on campus and the prayers that you prayed for this current student generation, and the impact that people who will move into leadership positions long after you're no longer in a leadership position will have on the church and on the world. So I'd like you to consider a gift toward InterVarsity's work and in this general range.